All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Moving on to our next professional bout of the evening. First up, welcome to the cage, Miranda Barber.
They call her the She-Hulk, and she is wearing She-Hulk gear. That is one Miranda Barber, and one of the interesting things about her, Gerald, and you took note of it right away, is the gym that she fights out of and where she trains at.
Yep, she's coming out of American Top Team, another top-level gym down in Coconut Creek, Florida. A lot of big names down there, and you know, it's a really good matchup of two up-and-coming women from two big-name gyms.
Coconut Creek, Florida. I've been around a lot of Florida. I have never been to Coconut Creek. Didn't even know it existed. Where's that at? Do you even have any idea?
I have not the slightest idea, actually.
Yeah, Coconut Creek. All right. Hadn't heard of it before. I've heard of American Top Gym, but not Coconut Creek, as the She-Hulk is into the cage and bouncing around, ready to go. We will now take our first look
Next
at
up,
Laura Sanchez.
Laura Sanchez.
Standing at 6'1", Laura Sanchez making her way to the cage. Yes, she did play basketball. In fact, she played Division I basketball at Western Carolina. She is one hell of an athlete, and I had a chance to interview her on my show just about a week ago. A delight to talk to, kind of quiet at first, but you get her out of her shell, and she will talk your ear off and has quite the personality. I gotta say, I like Laura.
Yep, she's a real tough girl, real hard worker. I'm really hoping she does well here. Is this her pro debut, I believe?
It is,
pro debut. So, yep, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Sanchez looking like she is all business. I tell you what, when she was being interviewed by me as well, she was nervous, like I said at first, but she warmed up. She told me before this fight tonight she's nervous. We'll see if she's got some jitters coming out in her pro debut.
The fighter coming out of the TNT red corner. She stands in at 5'7" tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. She represents American Top Team and hails from Coconut Creek, Florida. Undefeated in her short professional career, one bout, one victory. Ladies and gentlemen, She-Hulk, Miranda Barber. Her opponent will be fighting out of the Kearns blue corner. She stands in at 6'1" tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. She hails from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and represents Rufus Sport Milwaukee. She is making her professional debut right here for the Chosen Few Fighting Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Sanchez.
American Top Team versus Rufus Sport, a 6'1" fighter versus someone who's 5'7". I mean, if this whole thing doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. The She-Hulk versus Laura Sanchez, who, by the way, is a gold medalist, a gold medal which she helped Team USA win back in November in Singapore at the Gamma World Amateurs. And again, it'll be interesting to see if Sanchez can fight the early jitters and do well here against the She-Hulk.
Oh, good head kick there. A little bit of a slip. Actually didn't start off too bad. One thing I trained with Laura a lot, and one thing that I know she's got to be aware of is sometimes she'll throw her hands out there and use her length but not commit to the strikes. There she actually did a pretty good job of touching her with those hands and landed a decent leg kick. I just want to see a little more oomph out of Laura, and Barber making a good adjustment, getting inside, realizing that length is a little bit too much at that distance, and trying to make something happen.
And that knee that Sanchez threw as the She-Hulk was retreating was pretty nice, too. I'd like to see a little bit more of that if they're going to be in the clinch.
Absolutely, and we'll see if Sanchez, too, can stay at range. She definitely has that advantage over the She-Hulk. Definitely built different, and definitely, one of the things that we are seeing from Laura Sanchez, well, is that height. You just don't see that tall of fighters, especially female fighters in the sport.
throwing a spinning back fist against someone that's got that much length on you is not advised.
Generally not. Not unless you're really closing the distance. But here again, Laura doing good to get the clinch. Again, needs a little more impact on those knees. Make those inside strikes count. Barber's only chance to do well in this fight is she's going to have to get inside, whether she wants to box kick or do anything else. So one thing that would serve Sanchez well is to, every time Barber gets inside, hit her with something hard. Make her really consider whether or not she wants to be that close.
And you got to think the dirtier this fights get in the corner here, all this dirty boxing She-Hulk can do, this is how she's really got to win the fight. Standing in the center cage at a distance with someone with legs like that is just not smart.
Sanchez, by the way, when I interviewed her, we talked a little bit about the basketball background, but also she's had a desire to be a fighter ever since she was a little girl. And it's pretty rare that someone's born with that and says, that's what I want to do. She knew that she wanted to do this from an early age and has had pretty good amateur success in doing so.
And so Barber trying to close distance, ducking in a little bit, but the one thing that she needs to fix is she's coming down and bending at the waist a little bit too much. If she can bend more at the knees, almost like she's loading up for like a squat jump or something, to close the distance and come up with some overhands or maybe a takedown, it would serve her a little bit better, because there, your head's going to get controlled by Sanchez, and even if there's no big strikes, it's really taking you out of position to land anything significant.
I'd really like out of Sanchez, too, to see a little bit more commitment to that left jab. She hasn't thrown that nearly enough. That's really what's going to keep She-Hulk off of her at this point. She hasn't really thrown enough. You see her start to load up the right, paw it out there a little bit, or kind of do that half swing. She should be throwing left jabs more than anything in this fight anytime they're separated.
Barber now using the stomp as well as a knee to the left thigh, the back thigh that is, of Sanchez, as she is trying to get Sanchez off of her. Sanchez continues to try to control that head and just lean down on Barber.
A couple good knees from Sanchez, but you know, this is a thing in a fight where you either have to hit your opponent with something hard enough to make them reconsider like trying to actually fight you, or if you're going to be a volume striker, you got to have the gas tank to not stop and just keep that pace on them, so the sheer amount of strikes and impacts take its toll, like a Nate or Nick Diaz.
Sanchez doing better now from distance, as she was able to connect a couple of punches to the face of Barber.
Yeah, at this point, if I'm in her corner, I'm telling her to triple up on those jabs. Throw the right every third or fourth jab, because eventually that's going to start to land. But you got to get that distance correct with the jab.
There's a good right, and that rocked Barber's in all kinds of trouble. She took a knee. Barber's going down. Sanchez looking to finish it off. A great right hand. Another one, and another knee, and that is going to do it. Laura Sanchez just suddenly poured it on, and what a finish from the tall, lanky fighter out of Milwaukee. That was exciting stuff, as it seemed to just be going slowly, and bam, right hand, knee, another right hand knee, and it was over, as Sanchez is victorious in her pro debut. Let's take a look at how it unfolded here. There it was, a right hand, then another one. There's the knee, which I really think hurt Barber, and Sanchez quick to jump on it. Barber got back up on her feet, but then took another right and another knee, and that was the end.
And there we just see good posture by Sanchez. Barber came in, leaned over a little bit. She let that right hand go, and when Barber tried to walk away with no defense, she let another right hand go and put her down for good.
Sanchez warmed up to it, a little jittery at first, but definitely finished strong. She's all smiles now, and why not? She just won her pro debut, as Chris Garrity, boy, he's pretty quick, even on a hobbled ankle. He is up in the cage and has the official word, as we'll wait for Sanchez's arm to be raised in victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end of this bout comes at 4 minutes, 6 seconds of round number 1 for your winner by knockout, Laura Sanchez. Ladies and gentlemen,
great finish there by Sanchez, and a great start to her pro career with a win here at Monona Terrace at Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 18 on TVW.